So I want to spend a couple minutes on this because Kari Lake held, I don't know if you want to say a rally. I don't know if you say a rally or what, but she held something in Arizona that basically was in favor of what was going on in Trump. And there's a woman, another woman. It's almost like black women are going viral every single day in these streets. And I don't know what it is. Is our obsession with black women becoming toxic? I'm going to read that super chat shortly, Amen on one. Why are black women so powerful in this country? And I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just asking. The vote goes through black women. Black women are the ones that speak up the most, and they're the ones that go viral. How come we haven't had any white women that go viral lately? We ain't had no Indian women, no Asian women, nobody else can speak up for anything that's happening in this election. It's only black women and then me, a black man. I don't see nobody else going viral. Only thing I see on a regular basis is black women. Every week, we get a different black woman that go viral. I'm just asking a question. I don't know why. I'm just asking a question. So let's get into it. So Kari Lake held a campaign event for the Trump administration in her state of Arizona. And this is what she started off as. And then we're going to fast forward over to this woman right here because she's the one that was spitting game.
Okay. The people behind us, first of all, I want to take a look at this beautiful crowd. Let me just feast my eyes on this crowd.
I know a lot of y'all in the chat, y'all saying that y'all was fans of Kari Lake, didn't y'all?
Hi, everyone. You are looking at an amazing group of Arizonans. You notice I didn't say Republicans, I just said Arizonans. I'm an America First candidate. I'm the nominee for Senate. Yay. It's called America First because we want to put Americans first. I didn't say Republicans first. I didn't say independents first or Democrats. We want to put Americans first, and people behind me get that. Many of them are former Democrats. Many of them are currently registered as Democrats. Some of them just voted Democrat before. And everybody behind me is waking up to the fact that the Democrat policies don't work. They don't work for our country. They're devastating. They're devastating the lives of all Arizonans. And so I am honored to have this incredible group. I wish I could have each and every one of them come up and speak, but I want to introduce a couple of folks right now. Vanessa and Gustavo Ayala, please join me. Vanessa, come on up, guys. Thank you so much.
I want to hear them first, and then we're going to go over to the other woman. Because I didn't hear them, and I didn't hear the other woman either. I only heard snippets of it.
This is Vanessa and Gustavo and their daughter, Natalia. And I just found out, this doesn't matter, you're registered Democrats. But you're not going to vote that way anymore, it sounds like. No. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why they're not going to vote that way. Because their son was killed by fentanyl poisoning. Their son was killed by fentanyl poisoning. He's one of hundreds of thousands across this country, Arizona, in all 50 states.
Y'all better stop. Look, if you a drug user in the United States of America today, this is a sobering wake-up call. Whatever it is that you using, it's a strong possibility that is laced with that Fenty. And I'm not talking about Rihanna. I'm not talking about Fenty Savage. I'm talking about fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? No. Fentanyl is being spiked, is being laced, and you don't know until you then take it, and then all of a sudden, got X's on your eyes. So if you're a drug user in the United States of America, be very, very careful. Very, very careful because they saying that it ain't safe out here in these streets. This crackheads that's been walking around for decades. Functioning crackheads have been walking. I ain't never seen so many crackheads drop off the face of the map. It's a pandemic in the crack community right now. That's a fact. I'm telling you. Listen, if you used to do that, and if you want to ride the white horse. If you want to ride, don't ride the white horse. It ain't safe to ride the white horse not right now. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, functioning dope fiends and crackheads is falling off the map. I used to see dudes walking around the neighborhood for decades, scratching, talking about where they got them cheeseburgers at. They'll cut your grass for $3. You ain't never had a grass cut for $3. It's a good proposition. Is anybody out in here, just curious, anybody in here ever had their grass cut for $3? For an extra $4, they'll clean your gutters. Now, you might only get half a gutter cleaning, but if you give them that next, listen, man, you ain't cleaned my gutters all the way. I got another $4 for you, but man, I ain't giving you this $4 until them gutters is always, I forgot. Because he had just enough to go and get that ride the wild horse. If you ain't never had your gutters cleaned for $4, you missing out. If you ain't never had your grass cut for $3 to picking weeds, work harder than an immigrant coming into this country illegally. Harder than an immigrant coming into. I'm connected with the people. I know what's really happening in these streets. But that Fenty is driving up the price of the brick. The Fenty is driving up the price of the base heads now. The base heads ain't scratching no more. They getting their junk spiked. Y'all getting bad Fenty. Anyways, it's back to the live stream.
Sadly, the fentanyl's coming through Arizona.
You know what I'm saying, your
And
car?
their son was taken from them. They don't get him back. They don't get to see what kind of a life he was going to lead. And they're left with a hole in their heart that will stay there for the rest of their lives. And the Democrats in Washington, D.C. aren't doing anything except enabling the cartels to continue to pour this deadly weapon of mass destruction across our border to take more lives. So I'd love if you, I don't know, Vanessa or Gustavo, or both of you want to tell us more about your son and where you are when it comes to the importance of this next election.
Hi there. So my name's Vanessa Ayala. I'm a wife and mother in a family of 7. My husband, Gus, and our children, Natalia, Nathaniel, Noah, Giancarlo, and Sophia. 6 of us living and 1 unalived on March 17th, 2024, when our son took his last breath. Our lives were irrevocably altered when our middle child, Noah Giovanni, passed away at the young age of 17. He tragically lost his life ingesting a pill that was offered and sold to him by a friend. Noah was vibrant in our home. He was an athletic, and he had the brightest personality. He played flag football on a team.
So basically, he got a pill from his homie. It was trying to do that MDMA. Listen, I'm telling y'all, ecstasy pills, all of that junk. It's Fenty. It's Fenty. We opening up a new Fenty store in downtown Detroit. I seen them getting the furniture in there. They should be opening up within the next 2 months. Yeah, man, it's crazy out here. So the son got a pill. He was doing what teenagers do, and then he exited this earth because it was spiked with fentanyl.
Team that my husband coached since he was 7 years old. He ran track, excelled in AP classes, participated in the biotech program at his high school. Noah aspired to be a scientist or professor, driven by his passion for science and his ambitious dreams. These last 4 months have been excruciating for our family. We deeply miss his laughter, his jokes, his arm wrestling challenges, and his radiant smile. Despite our efforts to educate our children about the dangers of the synthetic opioids, this tragedy still befell upon our family and can very well affect yours. We are facing a critical issue in our country, particularly Arizona, which is making national headlines, and not for the right reasons. Our state is a significant entry point for trafficked illegal opioids, and urgent action needs to happen.
You're right,
we
Amy.
must elect leaders committed to implementing stricter laws and addressing this epidemic before more lives are lost.
And this is one of the reasons why we need stronger border security, because it's not just immigration into the country, it's all of the drugs that's flowing into here illegally. But we don't want to stop it, maybe because somebody profited from it. I don't know.
This is not just affecting teens, it's affecting toddlers and adults. It's affecting every age group. In my last conversation with Noah about his future, he expressed his unique potential, saying, I am different, Mom. You just wait and see. I am different. Today, I stand here advocating for change in Noah's memory and for all those families affected by this crisis. I urge you to support politicians dedicating and making a real difference. I appreciate Carrie Lake and her team for their commitment to being part of this much-needed change. It's too late to save my son, but together we can fight to save yours.
A lot of people are switching over, and it almost takes a life event for it to happen. For you to realize that the people that are in office, they don't care about you. They're going to hurry up and call Sonia Massey and Ben Crump and call Sonia Massey's family, which they should, but they're not going to say any of the people that's ultimately affected by their policies and continuing to keep these borders open. Let me see if I can fast forward to the other woman that came up here and had a conversation.
Affected by the loss of somebody from a fentanyl poisoning, or they know somebody who has, almost every hand will to inter young lady, and she wants to talk about her kind of eye-opening experience of waking up to some of the lies of the Democrat Party. So thank you for being here, Jade.
Thank you. I'm flattered that you'd call me young at 44. Thank you.
She looked good.
Like Miss Carrie said, my name is Jade. I am a former Democrat. Unlike Kamala Harris, I'm an actual real-life black woman.
These black women be having so much personality. The white women, they'll give you a tearjerker. The black women, they're going to be talking like this. And when you talk like this, people perk up. You know what I'm saying? White men love black women that do that. That's what I also noticed. I've been seeing a lot of videos that people been sending me in my email. Anton, react to this. Anton, react to this. The black woman effect. Then they had that song on there. And then next thing you know, he go from Miguel with a he go from Miguel doing like this. Next thing you know, this next picture like this. And he had a fade, he got a taper, or he got some dreads. The black woman effect.
I'm a former Democrat who is currently registered Republican. I stand here before you today because I'm tired. I'm tired of the Democrats using the generational trauma of my people to garner votes. They invoke fear. They tell me I'm oppressed. They tell me I'm less than. They tell me I'm not good enough. And they tell me that my white brothers and sisters in Christ are my enemy.
And she ain't reading from no script. She ain't reading from no paper.
No. They are not. As a follower of Jesus Christ, Ephesians 5:11 tells me I must expose the works of the enemy. And the enemy is telling me that don't worry that I can't pay my bills, that I'm working 6 days a week this week and I'm tired. And I went to school and I have a career. I'm doing worse under this administration than in Donald Trump's administration, but I'm told to be afraid of a man who made my life better? Yep. How does that work? Make it make sense. During COVID, I knew more of my white guy friends that lost their jobs than me and my black girlfriends. We are the same in this country. All these Americans want the same thing. We want safety. We want prosperity. We want peace. And the Democrats keep going back and look, check it out, right? I honor my ancestors and the people who fought for us to be in this room here today. No one is discounting what my people went through, but honor them by getting past it and invoking forgiveness in this culture. I'm so tired of being told I need to be afraid. I'm so tired that I need to be told all the time that I have to vote for the Democrats who have done nothing positive for my life at all. My life is totally worse than it was during the Trump administration. Yet I kept having, you must vote for the Democrats. We're told this as black people since we were a child. Let's honor our ancestors by doing better and honor them, because they're rolling over in their graves hearing the fact that Kamala Harris is having Megan Thee Stallion twerk and showing our bodies as these like just vessels of lust. That's not cool. These women out here are being told that Donald Trump is like their enemy, when really, Kamala Harris opening up the border, look what happened to Lake and Riley.
Ooh, they don't want to talk about that. Cook. How come ain't nobody on the Democratic side having a... Hey, somebody asked Charlemagne the God and Ricky Smiley to say Lake and Riley's name. Say her name. Hey, you paid shills. You paid shills that steal talking points and don't have no kind of education and understanding on what policy even is. Say her name. Say Lakin Riley. Lakin Riley. Say her name. The same way that y'all was over here using identity politics and caping for and having conversations justifiably for Sonia Massey, also had that same type of energy for Lakin Riley. Don't nobody want to talk about Lakin Riley? Everybody just gonna forget about it? We're not gonna let her forget. We're not gonna let her family forget about it. Hey, maybe I'll reach out to her family to get some kind of visibility and have an interview of what happened as a result of the Biden administration. I wonder if they called Lakin Riley's family in the same way that they called Sonia Massey and Ben Crump's family. Lakin Riley, say her name. Say her name.
She's a woman. She was a woman just like I am. No woman, black or white, wants that to happen to her. All of these people whose kids are dying, the black moms, the white moms, they all cry the same color tears. So let's move past this. Let's vote for Donald Trump so we can all be prosperous again. Let's get out of this fear, this rage, and this anger because it comes from the devil. So hear me, black folks. Hear me, white folks. We are so much more alike than we are different.
We are. We are.
We need to forgive each other. We need to help each other.
Yep.
And I don't owe the Democrats anything. They owe me. They're to serve us. They're public servants. Stop putting them on a pedestal. Make them work for us.
Talk to him. This woman was cooking. We might have to do a separate segment about her on the answer. I might have some stuff to stream about today. We might have to do a separate segment about this woman on the Anton Daniels channel. Let me give her a round of applause. Another woman that don't want to separate herself based off of race, but ultimately understands that we are more alike than we are different. And we got similar interests. We all put on our pants the same way. We all want the American dream. And we need to stop leveraging hate and start leveraging opportunity and picking and selecting the people that serve us because they work for us to work on our best interests in our behalf. This is the thing that I want to leave you with in this situation. Here's my question to y'all. What have they done for you? I asked this on Monday night. I ask it every day. I have heard nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. What has this administration done for you over the last 3.5 years except for give you death, destruction, issues, problems, inflation, immigration into your cities and your country, and then giving money over to other countries in order to fight proxy wars? What have they done for you? I'll take one thing. What has the Democrats done for you?